Get ready for the captivating love story of Yasemin and her bodyguard, Adem, who risked everything to protect her from her abusive husband. As they get to know each other better, their bond grows stronger, making it harder to resist their feelings. Let's dive deeper into their story. Adem had always been committed to serving his country as a soldier, but his path changes unexpectedly when he was seriously injured during a mission. With no choice but to leave the army, Adem begins a new chapter in his life. Married to Nevin with a daughter, Adem's family faces through tough times due to his unemployment. But luck turns their way when Adem secures a job as a guard for a wealthy family. Little did he know his new client was Yasemin, a stunning woman married to a wealthy businessman, Timur. Yasemin is Timur's second wife, living in a large mansion with him and her stepdaughter. She spends her time doing charity work, especially for women and children in need. Years ago, Timur received threat letters and was asked for money to save his family. He didn't pay the ransom and went to the police, but his wife was kidnapped and never found. To prevent a similar tragedy, Timur hires Adem for extra security, since he can't rely solely on the police. On the other side, Yasemin doesn't like having a guy follow her all the time. She doesn't want a bodyguard, but her husband insists. So she tries to make Adem quit on his own. She plans to fake a purse snatching to discourage him, but Adem catches the thieves. Yasemin realizes Adem is too skilled to fall for such tricks, but she still tries to get rid of him. Meanwhile, Adem starts investigating the threat letters, going beyond his role as a bodyguard. In reality, Yasemin is the mastermind behind the attacks and the threat letters. Upon marrying Timur, she discovers the man she loves is a monster. Even though she seems to have a perfect and happy marriage, she suffers from domestic violence and psychological harassment. Yasemin understands that leaving her abusive husband, Timur, won't be easy as he wouldn't let her go peacefully. Despite her fear, she knows she can't endure the suffering anymore. Yasemin comes to an agreement with criminals and starts to execute her runaway plan. According to her plan, the criminals would send threat letters, and they would follow the order of events, same as the case where Timur's ex-wife was kidnapped and disappeared. However, her plan hits a snag when Adem becomes her bodyguard. Despite her attempts to dismiss him, she fails. With the advice of the criminals, Yasemin starts to use her beauty to attract Adem. If Adem falls in love with Yasemin, he cannot concentrate on his work and fails to notice some details about the case. A few days later, while in a restaurant, there was a sudden gunfire. Adem managed to escape with Yasemin into another room. In a tense moment, he decided to take off his shirt and handed her his bulletproof vest to wear. Yasemin could feel the tension in the air as they sat very close for a few moments. Still focused on her plan, Yasemin sneaked into the basement one day, but Adem spotted her and decided to follow. Then, in a surprising move, she kissed him, remembering the advice she'd been given about making him fall for her to make their escape plan work. The following day, Yasemin resolved to try her plan again. She approached Adem and said, "I can't stop thinking about you, and I want to be with you all the time." As she leaned in for another kiss, this time Adem stopped her, refusing to allow it. Yasemin's life was a constant nightmare. Every wrong glance from someone could result in a beating from Timur. If she dared to speak up, it only invited more violence. One day, Timur proposed having a child together. Yasemin couldn't hold back and shouted, "That will never happen with a psychopath like you." Of course, it resulted in yet another brutal beating. But there was a bizarre pattern to it all. After each beating, the next day, Timur would apologize, promise it wouldn't happen again, and beg for another chance. Yasemin, knowing the plan for the staged kidnapping was set for that day, pretended as if everything was normal, as if she'd forgiven him once more. However, Timur was unaware that this was the day their staged kidnapping was set to unfold. Yasemin managed to convince Timur to spend the day together without their guard. As the staged kidnapping unfolded, she felt a rush of happiness, seeing it as her long-awaited chance to break free and escape. Adem and Timur worked tirelessly to locate her, meeting the kidnappers' demands, including paying the ransom. In a strategic move, they discreetly placed a tracking device in the ransom package. This device led them straight to Yasemin's location, and they successfully found her. Back home, Yasemin made the brave decision to confess everything to Adem. She revealed the truth about the original staged plan, as well as her years of suffering abuse at the hands of Timur, her strong desire for a divorce, and her escape plan. With Adem now aware of the truth, he stood by Yasemin, empathizing with her reasons. They spent more time together, opting to stay in a hotel room with separate beds before her charity event. During the night, Adem heard Yasemin crying in her sleep, tormented by a dream in which she couldn't defend herself. He approached her, hugged her tightly, and assured her of his unwavering support. The next day, Adem even taught her some self-defense techniques. Now, here's where things get interesting. While demonstrating, there was a moment of tension between them. They were about to kiss, but they were interrupted by Timur's friend, who said Timur had arrived at the event facility. Timur tricked Yasemin into unknowingly signing divorce papers, secretly ending their marriage. She didn't know what she signed and was still trying to find a way out of this marriage. So she teamed up with Adem to dig into all the shady stuff Timur was up to with his businesses. But very soon, she changed her mind. She told him that it's dangerous if we continue this way, because there's something happening with us. And by something, she meant that she was starting to catch feelings for him. While they were talking, Adem's wife caught sight of them and became visibly upset. Seeing how close they were, she couldn't ignore the evident connection between them. Confronting Adem, she said, "I see the way she looks at you, and you don't even look at me like that." In her hurt state, she decides to tell Timur everything about what she saw. Timur beats Yasemin again, but this time, she refuses to conceal it. The entire family realizes Timur had been abusing her. Amidst the chaos, when Adem notices Yasemin's pain, she collapses into his arms, finding solace and warmth in him. She finally gets the support she's been longing for. A few days later, a shocking secret emerged in Adem's life. Their daughter with Nevin was not biologically theirs. Nevin had secretly adopted the child, and the biological mother had resurfaced, ready to disclose the truth. Timur had been aware of the secret and intended to reveal it when the timing was right. Yasemin stumbled upon their divorce letter and decided to expose the secret to the public. Timur confronted her once again, but Yasemin boldly stated, "I'm not your wife anymore, and I'll do as I please." Blinded by anger, attempted to strike her, but Adem intervened, grabbing Timur's hand, putting an end to his violent outburst. Finally, the moment arrived for Yasemin to walk out the door. When Adem saw her, he experienced a whirlwind of emotions, relief, joy, and something deeper. He drove her to the airport because she initially planned to leave the country. However, Yasemin was uncertain about her decision because her heart was elsewhere. She wanted to stay for him, but he admitted that her presence was making his life difficult. He couldn't focus due to his feelings for her. He told her that "I've never made mistakes like this, and he thinks about her all the time." He asked her to leave for his sake. Yasemin agreed and went to the airport. A few hours later, Yasemin called his name. In an emotional moment, Yasemin confessed that she couldn't bear to leave. Their eyes met, speaking volumes of their love. Yasemin couldn't bring herself to run away from this intense emotion, especially since it was the first time she'd felt truly happy in years. And you know what happens next? Adem's eyes told the same story, and they ended up kissing. This is the end of this beautiful story. Love always finds a way.